Hey everybody, it's Dr. Jamie with True Health Chiropractic. We're so excited that you're here with us tonight. Our topic tonight is cancer prevention, how to create a cancer-killing lifestyle. Again, I'm so thankful and grateful that you are here. And as we go through the workshop, please ask questions. We are here to serve you, try to share our knowledge with you, and to better help you make better decisions in your lifestyle for your health and your well-being. And even if you're watching the replay, you can continue to ask questions down in the comment section, and we will answer those basically as we get notifications that there are questions coming through. So like I said, I'm very excited that you're here. This is something that, especially in the month of October, there's always a focus, usually specifically on breast cancer. And so I couldn't come at a better time. Obviously, the things we're going to talk about are things that do apply to a lot of people. And so we're going to be talking about not just preventing cancer, but two, these are things that even if you have a diagnosis or you're undergoing some sort of medical treatment for cancer, these are things that you can apply to your lifestyle as well. And so I'm going to share my computer screen with you. We're going to go through the information. Like I said, if you've got questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. So cancer prevention, how to create a cancer-killing lifestyle. This is something that unfortunately affects a large number of people in the United States. Over 41% of men and women born today will be diagnosed with some form of cancer at some point during their lifetime. You can express this number in a different way by saying 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer during their lifetime. It's also still the leading cause of death among U.S. children over a year of age. And two, they're also expecting it to only get worse. And so by the year 2030, what they've shown is that global cancer rates are expected to rise by 75%. Oftentimes people wonder, well, why and how do you get cancer in the first place? Is it just bad luck? Is it bad genes? Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people, they're still being told that today. You know, maybe you're just unlucky, or we don't even know why you get cancer, or that, yes, it's just all in your genes, it's genetic. And a lot of times, I know that I have family members that they actually asked, was it something I was eating? Was it pollution? Is it stress? And they were just blatantly told no, that had nothing to do with it. The reality is that all disease, it doesn't even matter if we're talking just about cancer, but cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, diabetes, they are almost 100% based off of your lifestyle, literally 95% of the time. And so there's a very small link genetically with these diseases. Like I said, they're almost 100% lifestyle based. And so what that means is that we can do something different. We can change our lifestyle. We can make better decisions and choices with the food that we eat, the way we exercise, our stress levels, supplements that we're taking, not just to prevent cancer and other diseases, but also, like I said, if you already have a diagnosis, this is some of the things that you can incorporate to really become a cancer-killing machine. And so Cancer 101, this is actually a quote from Dr. Michael Greenough, a professor at Northwestern University Medical School. And at any given time, everyone has within them between 100 to 10,000 cancer cells. What's key is that under normal conditions, when your immune system is strong and functioning correctly, these cells are destroyed literally every single second. Thus, it's critical we keep our immune system maintained and in top condition. If it weakens too much, that's when cancer can establish itself and can begin to take over. And so we have to change the environment. This is key, is that cancer isn't what makes you sick. The environment allowed that disease to take over. So we actually have to change the environment, which is at a cellular level. And so your body knows how to kill cancer cells literally every second. And it does this through different parts of the immune system. And so, again, your health and your lifestyle dictate how well your body can actually kill cancer cells. So let's look at it as a cellular metabolic disease. And that's what cancer is. When you look at a normal, healthy, functioning cell, a normal, healthy cell is going to use 3 things for energy, which means repair and replication and division. and it's going to use three things: oxygen, sugar, and ketones. Energy occurs in the mitochondria, specifically in the cell. Okay, and so what's key is that you understand a cancer cell only uses sugar for its energy and replication. It cannot use oxygen or ketones. And so a key part of this, when you understand that, that's why in our lifestyle it becomes even more important. What can we do to increase oxygen levels? What can we do to increase ketones and diminish the amount of sugar that we're either consuming or the body is actually where these cancer cells are producing? So cancer cells have a damaged mitochondria. And again, mitochondria are what actually where the energy production occurs in your cell. So remember, a healthy cell uses oxygen, sugar, and ketones, whereas a cancer cell only uses sugar in its mitochondria and energy production. So it's got a damaged mitochondria and it has a problem with its metabolism. And so it cannot bring in oxygen or ketones and able to produce energy. And in fact, you can actually drop ketones onto a cancer cell and the cancer cell will literally die. Expose a cancer cell to oxygen and a cancer cell will literally die. The only thing it can use is sugar, and it's got an 8 to 16 times more receptor sites on its cell than anything else. And a great example of this is a PET scan. If you've ever had a PET scan, you know that they have you consume a radioactive form of sugar because the cancer cells have an affinity for the sugar. When you drink this, the sugar goes to where the tumor sites are located, and when they perform the test, the tumor cells light up on the PET scan. And so again, this is just demonstrating that tumors and cancer cells have an affinity for sugar. So the cause again of cancer is when the cells in your body become toxic, deficient, and dysfunctional, and that is the cause of cancer and any other disease. And so again, really think about what that means. When your cells become toxic, deficient, and dysfunctional, that is the underlying cause of cancer and all disease. So we want to allow our cells to be able to remove toxins efficiently. We don't want them being deficient in nutrients and vitamins and minerals, and we want them to function correctly. That is the idea. That is what true health actually is functioning at 100%. So part of preventing cancer, again, is changing your lifestyle. And I'm going to talk about specifically receiving chiropractic care, improving your diet, exercising, and just a couple specific supplements. There are a lot of other things we could talk about with cancer prevention, but we just don't have the time to cover every single thing that we could talk about in this workshop tonight. So cancer killing research, this is huge, and this is even way back in 2010, that actually showed there was a direct response from receiving a chiropractic adjustment that it actually boosts specifically kind of the cancer killing part of your immune system by temporarily influencing specific cells called interleukin-2, which then actually activate lymphocyte tumor destroying cells. So the point of this is that when you receive a chiropractic adjustment, they've shown that it actually does increase your immune system by boosting certain levels of cancer-killing properties and cells. We've also seen over time, this isn't in this study, but other studies have shown that people that receive continual maintenance and wellness chiropractic care, they get sick less often. Why? Because their immune system is stronger and it's more productive. It's not to say they don't ever get the flu or get the common cold, but I have actually seen in myself, my own children, and even in my patient base, those that have been getting adjusted, they actually do get sick less often, but even when they do get a cold or a flu, they're able to overcome those things faster because, again, the body it's functioning. It knows what to do to kill these things off. And the same thing applies to a virus as it does to cancer. The body knows what to do. We've just got to give it the things it needs and then kind of remove the gunk or the interferences that may be in the way. Another study showed that when chiropractic adjustments were specifically applied to the middle back, like in between your shoulder blades, there was actually a response where they collected blood 15 minutes after care and showed that the white blood cell count was significantly higher, even 15 minutes before the adjustment was received, and then upwards of 30 to 45 minutes after. So her conclusion in this study, Dr. Patricia Brennan, was that there's an enhanced respiratory burst because the nerve roots in your thoracic spine specifically do go right to the lung field. Following a chiropractic adjustment, this burst is needed for your immune cells to destroy unwanted foreign invading viruses and wrong bacteria. So if you think of it this way, looking at this picture here, right, we know that the nervous system, your brain, your spinal cord, the nerves in the body, it controls every single organ, tissue, and cell. And literally nerve fibers go into virtually every organ that controls your immune system. If anything interferes with these two super systems, your nervous system and your immune system, then we know things are going to be out of balance, and therefore the body isn't going to function correctly. And so when your immune system isn't functioning correctly, there's going to be a breach in your immunity, and it's going to make you more vulnerable to illness and infection. In this case, we're talking about cancer, but it could be anything from the flu to the common cold to the coronavirus, whatever it is. So we want our body to function ideally as best we can at 100% so that each system is individually strong and functioning correctly. One key thing, and this is even with cancer, this has been shown in numerous studies, the importance of making sure that your vitamin D3 levels are in an ideal cancer killing range. Not just normal, I'm talking about in an ideal range. Ideally, your levels would be over 60 nanograms per milliliter. But ideal is actually, for an anti-cancer effect, it's actually in between 80 to 100. And so if you have not had your levels checked, you need to get them checked. We can do that in the office, but oftentimes many people, you're getting this done in your typical, checkups with your family doctor. But however, like I said, if you haven't gotten your levels checked, you need to know what your levels are. The minimum maintenance dose is taken daily. Many need, though, to take anywhere from 10 to 15,000 to actually raise your numbers if we find that you're actually deficient. The truth is the sun's the best bet for you to get your vitamin D. But the reality is that most people don't go outside during the midday sunlight with over 80% of their body being exposed. And that's when you're going to absorb the vitamin D that you need. So there's this case then that's why we need to supplement our lifestyle. That's what a supplement is, right? We don't just take pills and supplements and then eat like junk and don't exercise. That's the whole point of a supplement, is to supplement the things we should be doing in our lifestyle. So like I said, the sun is your best bet to get the vitamin D3 that you need. However, you need to go out in midday sunlight with over 80% of your body actually being exposed. But this is one key nutrient, especially when it comes to cancer. Turning your immune system and your body into a cancer-killing machine, you've got to make sure that you have ideal vitamin D3 levels. Now, when it comes to your nutrition and changing some of the things that you may be consuming, you have got to stop eating toxic meat. Things like hot dogs and lunch meats. These are actually filled with nitrites and nitrates. These have been linked in numerous studies to cancer. And in fact, the World Cancer Research Fund concluded way back in 2009 that processed meats are actually too dangerous for human consumption. Yet there's still people being told that, nah, that's not true. That doesn't have anything to do with cancer growth or why you got cancer. But when you look at, again, a standard American diet, these are the things that people eat. And so if we don't seem to have this figured out in the United States, because again, cancer is either the number 1 or number 2 killer every year. And so it's got to have a factor into what you're consuming and what you're putting into your body. It's loaded with toxins. These meats are loaded with hormones, antibiotics. They also contain viruses. And so there's been studies done showing that 67% increased risk of pancreatic cancer by eating forms of lunch meats and hot dogs and toxic meat. There's strong evidence also that eating processed meat increases the risk of bowel cancer by 18%. And 37% of breast cancer cases may actually be attributable to bovine, which is cow, leukemia virus. So again, these animals, given the way that they're raised or how the meat is processed and even what the animal eats, is what makes these meats toxic, and they are highly processed and then can lead to the body being in a weakened state where it cannot fight off and kill cancer cells. You also need to look at the carbohydrates that you're consuming and change your carbs. I'm not talking about being a no carb, high protein, but the reality is that your carbs need to come from vegetables primarily, and not bread, pasta, or grains. They need to come from vegetables. Sugar and refined foods actually decrease your immune system function literally immediately, and they feed cancer cells, remember, and promote the spread, because cancer cells can only use sugar to actually metabolize. And so by removing sugar, blatant forms of sugar, right? Candy bars and cupcakes and ice cream. Those are obvious forms of sugar, but a lot of people don't realize that when you're eating a very high, maybe fruit diet, or a lot of grains and pastas and breads, these also convert to sugar too. So the majority of our carbohydrates for energy need to actually be coming from vegetables. And there's another slide in a second I'm going to show you also, because it does help the body enhance its detoxification purposes as well. So cancer cells are cells at the end of the day that they don't die. And so when you consume more sugar, you're feeding the monster. And so remember that it's got an affinity for cancer, and this is what it wants. So in essence, if you cut out sugar, limit also the amount of protein that you're eating, and increase healthy fats, which are ketones, it will weaken the cancer cells. And so, period, if you do this, everything just works better. Your immune system, your cardiovascular system, your digestive system, everything just works better. It also enhances the supplements that you're taking. Your body is better able to absorb the nutrients, the vitamin D, the magnesium, the whatever it is that you're taking, your body's going to be able better to utilize those things. The other key principle I talked about was detoxing, right? We want to continually be detoxing and killing off free radicals, which are what damage cells and then can trigger the growth of cancer. Remember, because a cancer cell is a cell that doesn't work correctly. And so we want our immune system to be able to identify those and get rid of them. So a key, right, is that when the cell becomes sick, it's toxic, deficient, and dysfunctional. So part of creating healthy cells is detoxing. The product that we have in the office, this is designed, you can take this detox pack on a daily basis to boost glutathione levels. It has tons of antioxidants, dandelion greens, garlic, chlorella, and it also contains a key detox support through activated charcoal. This is also something, though, that some people just do on a more intensive, quarterly basis to actually detox, again, when they're eating, removing sugar, decreasing carbs, and things like that. But you can take this product on a daily basis. The key with glutathione, it is the body's most potent antioxidant. It is the master detoxifier in the human body, and it actually is activated in the cell by precursors. And so in particular, and I'm not talking about whey protein in particular in this workshop, but that's also one of the benefits, if you listen to some of our other workshops, of whey protein, is that it in particular actually does contain the precursors to actually activate glutathione in the cell. but the detox pack as well contains these precursors, plus many other things that are known as antioxidants, which kill free radicals and help detoxify the body. Milk thistle and garlic and dandelion greens, and the activated charcoal as well. Tips to optimize your glutathione levels are to also eat certain fruits and vegetables. Garlic, onions, all the cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale, collards, cabbage, and even cauliflower, even though it's not green, is loaded with these precursors to actually activate your immune system and get it boosted and functioning and healthy. Plus, high intensity, short duration exercise. That's right, exercise. This is one of the, I would say, missing things that almost every patient I've come across, they don't exercise. And when I say exercise, this means get your heart rate up. Casual walks on the beach don't count. We've got to get the cells activated by increasing our oxygen levels. What's the best way to get more oxygen? Increase your heart rate by actually moving. And so remember, cancer cells can't use oxygen to live, but your healthy cells absolutely need it in order to survive. And so, right, we're trying to prevent, but we're also trying to create a cancer killing machine. And so we want to give the body exactly what it needs, and exercise, short durations of bursts of high intensity intervals. This is the best way to actually do this. There's tons of research too of the cardiovascular benefits to this, and like I said, killing cancer off as well and boosting your immune system. The other topic too that we're going to be talking about next month, and I hope you guys join us for that workshop as well. It's going to be on November 10th at 6 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about how to increase your energy naturally. I know that some of the topics that I went over tonight, the workshop was pretty quick. It's just short, intense information, because my main focus tonight is I wanted to give you some key action steps that you could really start thinking about these things, how to actually start tomorrow by incorporating them into your routine, right? Creating an exercise plan for yourself. If you need help doing those things, Dr. Granger and I are here to support you to do that. But again, these are key things that you can start doing right now. Getting out, getting sunlight, getting oxygen, getting fresh air, and also too, the supplements. You guys tend to have, there's questions on the detox and what you need to be doing. Those are all key things that we can help you with. And anytime that you attend the workshops, even if you're watching the replay, you'll always get 10% off of the purchase of the products. These are things that we carry in the office, specifically when I was talking about the detox pack and also the vitamin D. But we've got other things, like I said, the whey protein, and all of those things are going to really help to create a cancer killing machine. Again, I want to thank you guys so much, for being here with us tonight. And this is something that we love to do, just continuing to bring you this information. If there's something that you want us to specifically talk about that we can share with you, drop that in the comment section below. We always just want to keep continually helping you guys to stay motivated so that you can continue the journey of truly being healthy and well. We look forward to seeing you guys next month. And again, thank you so much for being here.